Today I'm going to show you the Forgotten Unibody MacBook Pro feature that will make a big improvement to your 15-inch non-retina MacBook. So if you watch this channel, then you've probably noticed that I really like the mid-2012 15-inch non-retina MacBook Pro. This computer has a great blend of performance and upgradability that make it a great laptop for 2018, and especially if you're trying to find a MacBook on a budget. But there is one thing that really bothers me about old Unibody MacBook Pros, and that is the display. The glossy 1440 by 900 display really doesn't inspire much confidence in using a computer in 2018. It's much too low resolution and the display just looks very dated. Fortunately, however, there is a way that you can fix this by upgrading your MacBook Pro very inexpensively. You may remember back in the day you could order a MacBook Pro 15-inch with a high-resolution anti-glare display. Basically what this does is it replaces the glossy 1440 by 900 display with a matte 1680 by 1050 higher resolution display. And I have to say, it's a really good upgrade, and it's 100% worth doing. So to give you a little rundown of how this screen improves upon the standard display, let's take a look at the pixels per inch. So pixels per inch is a measuring of the density of pixels in 1 square inch of screen real estate. And on the old 1440 by 900 display, the pixels per inch is 110. On the anti-glare display, we bump that pixel density up to 128.65. Now, while that may not sound like a huge improvement, the monitor that I use right here is a 24-inch 1440p monitor that is pretty standard, and this has a pixel density of 122. So looking at this MacBook Pro display is about as sharp as looking at a 1440p monitor, which is pretty good. It's even slightly higher resolution, and I have to say from normal viewing distances, it looks 100% great. It may not be a Retina display, but I think it has a good balance of resolution that makes this computer very nice in 2018. In some ways, I even think that this display improves upon the current generation Retina displays, not in resolution, but in its ability to block glare. In recent years, Apple has been putting tons of money into finding new and better ways to reduce glare on their Retina displays. You could even argue that they've failed, as there's a recall program for displays that peel. However, this display does it just fine with no problems at all. When I'm using my normal Retina MacBook Pro, I usually have to adjust the screen somewhat to try and get rid of an annoying glare spot from a light that's behind me, but the matte finish on this display diffuses light in such a way that I don't even have to do that. Additionally, I think the viewing angles on this display are still perfectly acceptable for use in 2018. The normal glossy displays are much worse, and while it's certainly no Retina display or modern panel that can be viewed from 180 degrees and not lose any of its colors, this display still holds up very well. Side note, I really like the aluminum bezels that this computer has. It reminds me of a high-end matte MacBook Air, and it's bigger and it's thinner bezels actually than the MacBook Air, and it's really nice. Don't worry, however, if aluminum bezels aren't your thing. You can order the high-resolution display that has the normal glossy glass covering on it if you so choose. Though personally, I think you should just go all the way because this display just looks really good. Having a display like this, especially on a mid-2012 MacBook Pro, really makes this a bit of a unique device because you really can't get stuff like this out of a Retina MacBook Pro. You can't get dual hard drives out of a Retina MacBook Pro. You can't get a matte display on a MacBook Pro without putting some like screen covering on that looks terrible and peels around the edges. I think it makes a really great improvement for these devices. I should also point out that I've been talking about this in terms of the mid-2012 MacBook Pro, but it can be used on all of the 15-inch MacBook Pro unibodies. Just make sure you order the correct one because sometimes the connectors are a little bit different. But even as far back as 2009 or 2008, you can still get these anti-glare displays. and I think they're a really great option. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this type of video and you want to see more. This is literally the third time I've recorded this video, because one time the camera was out of focus, and the other time the recording from my microphone got corrupted, and I'm so done.